Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for your patience. We are started with the DAS League Super Show as part of Toast After Dark. We have 4 matches tonight. Count them 4 for your viewing pleasure. You have first up Knight and Somalian, then Koolio and Firedox. After that, Koolio again versus Poppy, and wrapping up with Firedox versus Poppy. Or sorry, Poopy. Toast can read, I promise you. And the times listed are approximate. They may be a little sooner, they may be a little later, depending on how things go with our schedule this evening. But let's find out about our first match. We have Knight and we have Somalian. So first up is Knight. Knight's record overall 228 and 221, an ELO of 2008. Knight's PB is 2.529 million. On 19, it's 1.239 million. Knight is a hybrid player. And on the other side, we have Somalian, a record of 335 and 298, ELO of 1855. That PB is 1.638 mil, and on 19 it's 1.414 mil, and Somalian is a roller. Note that since this is DAS League, you probably will not see those PBs in jeopardy this evening. Now, this is Tier 1. Players will compete against each other in a best-of-5 matchup. Input display and Hertz counter is required for all players. DAS mode is optional. Pausing is strictly prohibited, and Spirit of DAS rules are in play. You break those, it's a top-out at the point of infraction. And since we are in Tier 1, all level starts are at 18. So if we take a look at the standings, this is all of Tier 1. We are in Division B for the first one. It's Knight and Somalian. They are tied for second, both with the win, both with the loss. Both basically have split with their first 2 matches. So the winner of this one should end up in sole possession of second place. But now let's take it over to the match screen. I believe we're just waiting for the players to get ready. They're on their way in. Gonna give them a refresh just in case they've popped up and I did not see them. And by the way, players, if you are playing, if you're here and you're playing on an alt account, please let me know so I can take care of that accordingly. And now that I've finished my early yap, good morning to you too, Hana. And while we're prepping, I am going to be multitasking. My dinner for the evening is here. I, of course, got so busy with everything I had going on, I am just now eating at 10 p.m. toast time. So, in case you're wondering, the meal of choice, I got Subway. It's basically a club sub, turkey, ham, bacon, and a lot of fixins. So I may be munching on that while our players make their way in. Hello, Anpu. Good to see you. And yes, it is evening over here. We have some late night DAS Tetris happening. Oh, and Knight is on. And Somalian is not yet on. But I assume will be shortly, because I did believe I saw him in the Discord. And you're fine, Knight. I will do the camera adjusting for you, but as I'm looking at your screen, now just a heads up before we get the actual matches started, I'll just need to make sure you get that input display on. But other than that, looking good. Uh-oh. We may have a capture card issue on the captain side of things here. So I am obviously not there. You let me know what the prognosis is, Captain, and we'll go from there. Is it something you feel like you can get working, or is it basically just shot entirely? Okay, well, do what you need to do to get it working. We are here, and we'll get going as soon as everything is ready. Fingers crossed. And, well, we're waiting for that technical issue to resolve itself. For those of you looking for a tournament, there is one next weekend. The info is all in the chat. It is Mini D on the screen at the Doubletree in Bloomington as part of 2DCon. Excuse me. Register now. And also, if you do your quals online, you don't pay any registration fee. So go ahead, sign yourself up, get your quals done. It's going to be a good time. I'll make sure of it. Well, it's almost like my job to broadcast Tetris. So, if I have to do my job, Anpu, you have to do your job. Get on it. Alright, we'll do some camera adjusting here. Get ourselves all set up. Looking good there. Alright. Now we're in business. So, yeah, yep, that is the deal. If I have to do my job, you have to do your job. At work, one of my coworkers has a sign in their office that says, "Yes, doing your job is part of your job." And I think that applies here. Oh man. Oh man, how about that? Okay, so we'll get you we'll get you all figured out. We'll get you all figured out, Captain, no worries. And we all are fans of late night Tetris, so if it goes a little late, it's not the worst thing. Alright, and for what it's worth, Knight looking really good there on your screen. Got the Hertz counter up, got the input display on. That is very slick. Excellent. This might be the one time that have you tried turning it on and off again actually worked. So, yep, go ahead, get yourself in, and get some warm-ups in. And while you're taking care of business and getting your warm-ups in, I will put a seed in the chat. And fair warning, this could be a wild seed for everything after game 1, because after game 1, it's going to be an all-number seed. And you know what usually happens in an all-number seed? Things get crazy. And actually, while the players are doing their warm-ups, I'm going to issue a self-imposed BRB. I'll give them a minute to do stuff, and I'm going to make a quick pit stop at the fridge, so I shall return. Maybe call, maybe Burb. I think Omen. Make sure to mention it too. But I have returned, and we'll talk about what really matters. It's time for dessert. And what do we have here? I've got a... This actually sounds really good. It is a s'mores ice cream sandwich. So, what this is it's marshmallow flavored ice cream. One of the cookies is like a graham cracker cookie, and the other cookie is a all chocolate cookie. So, a s'more flavored ice cream sandwich. Oh my god, that is so good. Oh man. All right. Both players are ready, so let's go ahead and count this one down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And we are off. It is Das League. And we are in Tier 1, checking out Knight and Somalian, seeing what they're going to do in this game. We are finally afoot. The technical issues are resolved. Well, okay, to answer your question, Anpu, registration just opened today. I know other people have done their qualifiers, but they did the qualifiers and just have not done the registration yet. So, based on the info I have, we've got I think close to 20 people that are set to be there. And again, just they just haven't done the registration because it literally opened today. And maybe more on the way. But as is standard operating procedure, we're going to get to know our players a little bit, and we'll start on the left with Knight. Now, Knight's playstyle is mostly rolling, but we'll do some DAS on 18 just to rest hands. So nothing out of the ordinary right now as far as Knight is concerned. But yes, a DAS roll hybrid player. And she's been to CTWC 2022 and 2025. Lost in 2022 to Dan V. And in 2025 this year, I can give spoilers now. Everything's up on YouTube. But yes, lost to Meme in round 1. We are 30 plus lines in, 144,000 for Knight, 106,000 for the Captain, and we're approaching a third of the way to transition. Now, Knight has also done more CTMs than she can count and has also been in CTL off and on since Season 7. And, appropriately, Knight used to have the DAS 19 world record, so it's only fitting that we are seeing Knight in DAS League. Now we're a third of the way to transition, about a 420k pace for Somalian, and we'll call it a 450-ish k pace for Knight, making their way towards level 19. Now, Wallbat brings up a good point, so I'll have to ask Rhubarb how Rhubarb feels about this, but I believe it's mentioned that you either do one or the other. But I'll ask Rhubarb if he cares whether people do online quals and then do in person. So I'll ask him about it and just make sure that's okay. I mean, my gut tells me yes, but I want to ask the boss man first. Anyway, halfway to transition, 420k pace for Somalian and 540k pace for Knight. The actual scores, but we count out that hay now first. We got a double hay now on the board. Oh, Kingsman would be excited. Anyway, actual scores 295,000 to 256,000. Knight with the lead gets another Tetris, and I'll mention that to Rhubarb. And I'm sure he'll be okay with that. We've been chatting a lot about the registration and all the behind the scenes stuff for the tournament. So, and I actually like that idea because not only that, getting people to pay for quals in person helps offset some of the expenses that I've got put into the tournament because we got equipment. I've got goodies for the players. I just spoiled that, didn't I? Oh well, the secret's out. There will be some goodies for the competitors. A couple of small, cool things that I'm looking at getting. So be prepared for that. And yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll just go ahead and keep talking about this Tetris game, Wallband. I definitely did not say anything. There is absolutely nothing to see here. The score is 412,000 for Knight, 351k for Somalian. We're almost 100 lines in. No, I did not say anything about goodies. You shut your trap. Said nothing of the sort. But we are coming up to 100 lines and the turn, and we'll give a little pace update here too. Well, we're going to leave a little pace update after the VIT setup. I believe that's Somalian's second VIT setup this game. But he's looking at just over 500,000 pace. Knight is looking at a pace of about 460,000 heading towards level 19 transition. So, a good game out of Somalian, but an even better game out of Knight, at least so far. And yes, Wallband, you might have to attend now. But because you want Tetris, not because of anything you think you heard me say. And if you thought you heard me say that, no, you didn't. Anyway, both players are about 3 Tetrises away from the transition. So we'll see if they can power through and get maximum efficiency heading into level 19. There's one for both. They can get two more. And I think both of them actually have a couple of burns to give. So if necessary, they could burn a line or two. And Knight takes full advantage of that. And now Knight is Tetris ready. Somalian's got kind of these scraggly, like a tree branch sort of setup, and that's going to be a dangerous stack to transition. Knight transitions at 582k. Somalian cannot get the long bar over, and he tops out at 497k. So, Knight, you are good on game number 1. Let's give you that first heart. So, there you go. Up 1 game to 0. And Knight's going to keep on going. 633,000 on level 20. And yeah, Captain, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see anything. And there, Knight's game is done. 633,000. The first heart is in the books. All right, we increment the seed. It's an all-number seed, 409777. Both players are ready. It's time for game number 2. Let's count it down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Now, things got exciting, and I had questions to answer, so I didn't even get to finish sharing about Knight. Outside of Tetris, she plays badminton. And as far as other games, Counter-Strike and Melee. I'm assuming Smash Bros. Melee is what we're referring to there. If so, very solid choice. And other than that, that is what you need to know about Knight. And of course, if we get to know one player, we also have to get to know the other. Up next, Somalian, a.k.a. the Captain. Let's get to know him a little bit. Somalian is a roller. You will see no such rolling in this competition. All DAS all the time. And in 2022, for Tetris, he took first place in Iberia, top 32 in CTWC 2022 and 2024. Did not attend this year. Hopefully it works out that Somalian can go next year, because I plan to be there. And, of course, I'd like to meet each and every one of you that comes out there. You can finally put a face to the yap. And he's also won CTM Challengers back in January 2022. Challengers, a tournament that no longer exists. It's all Masters, Futures, and Community tiers. You used to have Challengers and Hopefuls and all of that. So, Somalian with a Legacy Tournament Championship under his belt. Now we're over 30 lines in. 147,000 for Knight, 129,000 for Somalian. And we're making our way to that 1/3 point to transition. We'll give a pace tracker once we get there as well. And it looks like the Captain is going for that dirty Tetris. He wants it. And he's going to wait for that long bar. There it is, dirty Tetris. We're 1/3 of the way there. Knight's on a 570k pace. Somalian on a 450k pace. And we are now over 50 lines. Now, outside of Tetris, the Captain is into Fallout 2, and whatever you thought you heard, that was actually my phone. I am a smart person that did not silence my phone to restream. Good job, Toast. But there you go. So outside of Tetris, Somalian's into Fallout 2, spoon collecting, and can say hi 2 ways in Russian. The most important fact of the day right there. Scores in this game, 261k for Knight, make it 283k, 247k for Somalian. They both got a Tetris during my score update, and you knew that was going to happen eventually. Usually it's just one person, but we get both of them. And now halfway to transition, about a 490k pace for Somalian, and we'll call it a 610k pace for Knight. And Somalian has this dirty column 3 Tetris. He's waiting for the long bar. It's not showing up, but he's doing a great job of burning and has the well open once again, waiting for that long bar. How big is this drought? I'm going to say we're at least 15 to 20 pieces in, and it's growing. 25 pieces by my internal count. We are almost up to 30. And that's going to be 30 by my count. Let's see how far up it's going to get. 32 pieces. It very well may have been more because I might have started my count after it began, but a 32 or possibly longer drought, and both players survive it. And Knight not only survives it, but is able to get back-to-back Tetrises once that drought subsides. So 403,000 for Knight, 292,000 for Somalian. As we approach 100 lines, and Lovelace coming in a 997k in Tetris Wars. My goodness, that was the what do they call that? The transition, whatever they call the transition thing. I was just watching it now. I can't even remember what they call it, like transition test or something. Is that what you were doing? Because I got asked to do that. Transition rush. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, I actually did get asked to do that, but I was hosting this, so you guys get me instead of Transition Rush. Anyway, we're over 100 lines, and it looks like Knight probably on about a 540k transition pace. Somalian will call it 510, maybe 520, so they're fairly close. Actually, no, yeah, about 5. We'll call it, yeah. You know what? My numbers are right. Just don't question my math, okay? But we're getting close to level 19. 485k for Knight, 435k for Somalian. And now they've got about 3 more Tetrises they can get. Somalian has 2 more with that one in the books. And there is the second one. And he can burn 1 more line and still get a Tetris. Knight on the other side of the screen can still get 2 Tetrises. She has 2 more lines that can be burned. And may not even need them because now Tetris ready, but it looks like Somalian's going to burn into 19, 485,000. Knight's transition, 578k. And the race is on to level 29. Tetris for Knight, over 600,000. This lead is about 4 Tetrises for Knight at the moment as we are making our way to level 20. Somalian enters with a Tetris. Knight looking for the long bar. Ooh, was that a quick tap over, or did the spin just make it look faster? Either way, great work to get that long bar over. 631k on level 20. 522 for Somalian. So it is Knight still with the lead, just over 100,000 points, around somewhere between 3 and 4 Tetrises. And Somalian cannot do any more. He tops out. Knight takes game number 2, 638k to 527,000. There is the second heart on the screen. GG's as Knight continues to go on. And there it is. And game number 3 is coming right up. Let's get this one counted down as both players are ready. Here we are in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Well, Lovelace, if you would have been on time to the chat, you'd already know this. But we will have food chat once more. So my dinner was Subway. I had a club sub with a bunch of fixes on it. But my dessert is a s'mores ice cream sandwich. And not only can I not wait because it's going to melt, but I can't wait because this thing is, oh my god, it's so good. And you know what? This is probably a good time to take another bite. Yeah, that's a winning combination. So, just to recap, it's marshmallow flavored ice cream, and it's two different cookies. One cookie is basically like a graham cracker with chocolate chip, and then there's a pure chocolate cookie. So you get the full s'mores experience. And believe me, you need the full s'mores experience with this ice cream sandwich. And Knight taken after Somalian and getting the Vits of her own. Somalian going center well, gets a Tetris in column 4. So little bit of style point here early on. As far as what's at stake, Knight with the win will get the sweep and bring the brooms out. Somalian looking to get this one and start the journey to the reverse sweep, but Oberst will make things difficult. Oh, okay, if you enjoy s'mores anything, Hana, you're going to love these. I'm going to see if these are just a local thing or if you're able to get them out in your neck of the woods. I am looking, but as far as the score of this game, 185,000 for Knight, 153,000 for Somalian. And we are about a third of the way to transition. 460k pace for Somalian, but he's got this Z-Burst Spire in the middle of his stack, and it's making things look a little different, or a little difficult, I should say. Well, I guess it would be both, but some great work and some great pieces to bring this stack down, get rid of that tower, and make himself Tetris ready. So some solid survival by Somalian. And yes, speaking of donations, I will take donations for that perfect alliteration. You all owe me for that one. Now, they are available in over 6,000 retail locations. You don't have to tell me where you live, Hana, but I'm going to guess you're out in California somewhere. So I'm just going to see if there's any out in California. And the answer is probably not. But let's get back to this game because Knight is pretty high, and Knight's going to top out at 286,000. So, Somalian, the captain himself, you have a chase down target. 287,000 points is what you need to take game number 3. There is a Tetris. There is a... Oh, that is a great score. 269,420. That is a tremendous score to have. You all better clip that score because between Kingsman and Omen, they are going to love it. But again, the score needed for victory, 287,000. This is still a chase down. And Somalian is just going to comfortably take the lines as they come. Under 10,000 points needed. So at this point, not even a Tetris. Or I should say less than a Tetris. But... it's not over yet. Still got some burning to do. You still have to earn the chase down. You don't get it for just being almost there. You got to actually finish it out. And Somalian is well on track to do that. Oh, and well, he thought about going big, but the long bar wasn't coming. So now just needs a couple thousand points. I believe a double will do it. And yes, the double does it. GG's to both of you. The captain is on the board with his first heart of the match. And like I said, somebody needs to go clip when Somalian score was 269,420. That is a moment for sure. All right, and now we move on to game number 4. Both players are ready. Let's count it down in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So, as they, and by they I mean I, say, it's not a real series until both players win a game. And we are there. Somalian takes game number 3 and makes this a true series. A win for Knight will still give her the victory, but a win for Somalian will bring forth a decider. And of course that means we need more points. And another Vitz for Somalian. They say he's the captain, and I might go so far as to say he is the captain of the Vitz. I'm pretty sure he's averaging at least 1 or 2 Vitzes a game, at least in the matches I've had with him recently. Just a Vitz factory over there. But as an aside, not a paid endorsement, this is apparently the company that makes the s'mores ice cream sandwich I'm eating. You can go in there and see if there's any retail locations near you. They say they're in over 6,000, but I'm going to guess a lot of them are in my part of the country because they're based out of Iowa. And real talk, it's about time Iowa gave us something useful. I mean, it is Iowa, of course. But as far as the game, which is far more relevant than Iowa, 146,000 for Knight, 185,000 for Somalian. So Somalian with the lead, and if that holds, would give us a decider. Just what the Tetris gods want. And now a third of the way to transition, 510k pace for Knight, we'll call it a 610k pace for Somalian. So again, now it is Somalian in the driver's seat for this one. It was Knight with all the momentum early on, but Somalian maybe starting to take some of that back and impose his will instead of Knight imposing her will. So perhaps we could say maybe the turntables. There's a Tetris for both of them. Their actual scores right now, 244,000 for Knight, 280,000 for Somalian, who looks like he's almost playing like 18-3 B-type with how some of those floating Ninos were sitting on the screen. And Knight looking at about a 530,000 transition pace, halfway there. And Somalian, he's halfway there. Now, I'm going to call this about a 570,000 transition pace, as both players are getting up a little high, but these are both good DAS players. I mean, they're both good non-DAS players, but their DAS is very solid as they use the Tetrises, get the long bars, and get out of the sticky situation where they were probably a little higher up than both of them would like. Now taking a look at the actual scores, 340,000 for Knight, 358,000 for Somalian. So the lead, now without Tetris, probably not quite a full Tetris. We'll call it like 2/3 of a Tetris, maybe a little more than that. And Somalian looking for the perfect tuck. He gets the perfect tuck, and there is the Tetris for Somalian. Over 400,000 points now. We are almost 90 lines in. And that's some tough piece placement right there. Let's see how Somalian gets out of this. He's got this wild setup that he was trying to do. And now he's just trying to get himself out of it, and that is the extreme version of the DAS head shake right there. That might be like the DAS jump scare as Somalian hangs a J piece, and he's going to top out, and that's going to give Knight the victory. 454,000 for Knight, 409,000 for the captain, and the captain's ship has sunk on this one as Knight gets the victory, 3-1. GG's to both of you, and Knight, you're welcome to take your victory lap if you so desire. I mean, this is a pace of around 600,000. It's going to be pretty close to that, or at least a high 500k pace. So go ahead, mulling this out. I will watch with bated breath and munch on this ice cream Sammy. All right. Sitting about 3 Tetrises from transition. Let's see if Knight can get all of them, or at least most of them. And some good survival up top, but this stack has to get down quick to get to level 19 and have a chance of staying alive. And, oh, that was some good survival shown by Knight, especially with DAS that high up, but it doesn't come to fruition. But what matters is that Knight takes the game 3-1. GG's to both of you. So, the players for our next match, which is Koolio and Firedox. If you would go live now, I'm going to run an ad. We're going to take a short break, and I'm going to get your streams up. So, Koolio and Firedox, you are next. Go ahead and get your streams fired up now. And we are back. So we have our next match coming up shortly. So again, Firedox and Koolio, go ahead and fire your streams up if they aren't already. And if you are on an alt account, just be sure to let me know so I can put the right one in. Alright, I've got Koolio up. Just going to check on Firedox right now. Fire that one up. And coming on shortly. There we go. So both players are looking live. And we'll be going shortly. There we go. I'm seeing both players on the screen now. It's a great sight to behold. But anyway, we're going to get to know these players. We have Koolio and we have Firedox. So, Koolio's record, 97.76, an ELO 16.19, PB is 1.127 million, on 19 it's 1.001 million, and Koolio is a DAS player. On the other side, Firedox, a record of 95.102, ELO 17.96, a PB of 1.342 million, on 19 it's 1.256 million, and Firedox is a roller, so you may not see scores quite that high in this one, as we are DAS only. And if we take a look at the standings, this is a Division A matchup. Koolio and Firedox both winless on the season. It won't be that way for long. One of these two is going to get their first win of the DAS League season, so be sure to stick around for that. Seed is in the chat for both players, so go ahead, plug that in once your warm-ups are complete, and we will get this game started. Your seed is 36160F. That is 36160F as in fractal. Alright, and Koolio is ready. So once Firedox is good to go, the game is afoot. And hello again, Firedox. Hello again, Koolio. Not your maiden voyage on the Toast stream. I believe this is the second one for both of you. Good to have you back.